Here are 25 secrets in Stardew Valley that you may not know. There are a bunch of secret fishing presents scattered all around Stardew Valley. Let's find them all. The fountain in front of the community center has a decorative trash can. Cast your fishing line in the little pond in the secret woods to get this wall basket. You can get a vista painting if you cast your fishing line into the small pool in front of the spa. Down here by the desert you can actually cast your fishing line in this water down the cliff, and in here you will find this pyramid decal. You can get this lifesaver thing by casting your fishing line in the back rooms of Willie's shop. Use buffed up seafoam pudding to cast your fishing line right over here to get an iridium crobus statue. Fish in the cave by your Ginger Island farm to get this hideous frog hat. From the entrance of the volcano, use your watering can to make a bridge to the left. Outside this cave, cast your fishing line right over here and you will get a squirrel figurine. Next, if you cast your fishing line right over this wall into this river, you can get this painting of some plants. You can also get a frog statue by fishing in the pirate cove on Ginger Island. There is also a painting of a boat that you can obtain on the beach farm if you go through this hidden tunnel and fish in the ocean. And lastly, fish in the lava by the forge to get the Physics 101 painting. As you might know, your crops are not safe. There are these evil beings that want your delicious harvest. The only way to stop these pesky crows is by using a scarecrow. But did you know that seasonal seeds that grow into forageables are completely immune to crows? You can plant acres of these without a worry in the world. Stardew Valley has a very comprehensive character creator. You can truly come up with some very interesting combinations, but did you know that you can also get special symbols in your name as well? Here is a list of all the characters you can use to get really interesting symbols. My favorite is this angry one. Do you ever have so much copper ore that you have no idea what to do with them and need tons of iron ore to craft kegs and just cannot get enough of the stuff? No? Well, if you do, you could use this magical feature called transmutation. Transmutation allows you to combine 3 copper bars into a single iron bar. Combining rings is an amazing way to seriously boost your overall damage and even utility. But what if you combined your only lucky ring with a topaz ring by accident, a ring that literally does nothing? Fortunately, there is a solution, something that most people don't know about. You can deconstruct rings using the forge and you will get both of the rings back. All hope is not lost. The forge has another secret. You can use it to transmog your weapons. As long as you are using the same weapon type, you can change your amazing weapon to look like a piece of garbage. And with cheats, you can even turn your infinity gavel into a frying pan. The same is true for your boots. The sewing machine will allow you to change the appearance of your shoes. This is actually helpful as you can then color match your outfit. Naturally, you can also change the color of some clothing items using the sewing machine. Now, I would highly recommend that you use a rainbow shower as it will open up this dialogue that will let you pick any color imaginable. If you don't have a rainbow shower, there is another way to do this. Head over to Emily's house and fill all of the dye pots with the correct color item. If you fill them all up, the same dialogue window will appear, allowing you to go wild with color. You might already know this, but Stardew Valley does not have diminishing returns. This means that you can wear 2 lucky rings, eat magic rock candy, and drink ginger ale for maximum luck, and trust me, you will feel it. You will find so many treasure floors in the Skull Cavern you won't even know what to do with all of that loot. But you can also do some really fun, silly things like maximizing knockback by wearing amethyst rings and enhancing your weapon with amethysts to create a mega knockback weapon. You can hit enemies into infinity and beyond. The annual Stardew Valley Fair is one of my favorite fairs. There's just so much to do, but the best part is putting up an incredible display and putting shame to all of the shop owners of the valley. Sometimes I have so much fun doing this, I actually forget to collect my precious loot. Well, back in the day, this would cause all of these items to be gone forever, but no more. Now you can collect these items at the Lost and Found box inside of Mayor Lewis's manor. You can also find lost tools here, which has helped me out quite a few times. Are you the type of person to fill up your entire house with garden pots and crops because a greenhouse is a good house, but find it really frustrating that you need to go outside to fill your watering can? Well, you could just use deluxe retaining soil to solve this problem, but where's the fun in that? This is where your kitchen sink comes in. Yes, you can actually fill up your watering can in the sink. Who knew? If you are enjoying this video so far, hit subscribe right now. If you hate this video, you better subscribe so that you can hate the next one too. This is basically impossible to tell in-game, but the volcano has a secret. Well, it has 2 secrets. One of the floors is laid out in the exact shape as a star drop. Even if you zoom out as much as possible, you won't be able to see it, but here is the layout I found in the code. But wait, there's more. One of the floors is also in the exact shape of Mr. Concerned Ape himself. Isn't that a nice little Easter egg? If you are anything like me, you love fishing. Fishing is just relaxing, but I am talking about the fishing minigame, not sitting around waiting for fish to bite. This is where bait comes in. Bait will significantly reduce the time in between bites, but the game doesn't tell you everything that you need to know. Regular bait, magnets, and magic bait all reduce the time between bites by 50%. Yes, even magnets, even though the game says that fish aren't crazy about the taste. Then we have wild bait, the best bait in the game. This bait will give you a small chance to catch 2 fish at the same time, but wait, it also reduces the time between bites by more than any of the other types of bait. Pair that with a dressed spinner and you'll be swimming with fish in no time. Completing the community center can be a very long and grueling task, especially if you missed the crop and are now forced to wait an entire year. The same is true for the frog on Ginger Island who wants you to plant very specific crops. Well, there is a solution. The night market. The night market runs over 3 days between the 15th and the 17th of winter. And you see this shopkeeper right here, they will sell seasonal seeds on each of those days, giving you a second chance and not having to wait an entire year. I have actually used this shopkeeper for melons on Ginger Island. This is really silly but actually quite helpful. When you are desperately searching for a legendary fish, you might know the pain of constantly getting bites from those weak peasant fish. This isn't usually a problem, but it can be for the legend, which can only be caught when it is raining. Don't forget that if you get a bite from a fish and if it isn't the fish you want, just hit the escape key to release it and try again. This will save you a ton of time while trying to obtain your trophy. As you might know, trains can pass by Stardew Valley every now and then. Unfortunately, we cannot get a ride on these, but if you do get to the train tracks early enough and stand right over here, you can get hit by the train. Better yet, you can actually get stuck in the tunnel and be defeated in battle by a train. Moving really fast is good. Eating spicy eel and drinking coffee will make you really fast. Naturally, you can get onto your horse and this speed buff will affect your horse as well. But did you know that you can actually pet your animals while you are on your horse? You can also drop items into the shipping bin, open and close gates, collect loot from fish ponds, and even speak to villagers, all while mounted on a horse. We know your horse is fast, but do you know who isn't fast? Pam. Look at her strolling to work, only arriving at work at 10 AM. Unbelievable. Fortunately, we can make her move a tiny bit faster with the help of chairs. Yes, place a chair in front of her trailer and right over here to make her get to work ever so slightly quicker. Junimo huts are really cool, right? These little guys will hop out of their home and collect crops for you. Isn't that cool? Well, we can make it even cooler by simply placing a prismatic shot into the Junimo hut. Now all of the Junimos will be prismatic, but wait, there is something else you can do with these Junimos. If you fill up the entire Junimo hut with garbage like chairs, the Junimos will still try to harvest the crops, but they will instead just drop the loot on the floor. This is not helpful, but it is still cool to just sit and watch. This is secret note number 21. What does this mean? Well, you see this bush over here? If you check this bush at exactly 22:01 AM, both Marnie and Lewis will jump out of the bush. What were they doing in those bushes? Why were they doing something in these bushes? I don't get it. On the 28th day of every season, a full moon will fly by during the shipping screen. This is already pretty cool and rare, but wait, there's more. If you click on the moon 11 times, the moon will reveal its face. Elliot is an author, a drinker, and a musician. You can often find him working on his book or playing the piano. You see, this piano is not just for show, it works. You can play some gibberish on it if you want to, but if you instead play the overtune song by hitting these keys in this order, he will turn over to you and show a heart. Now this is cool. You need butterfly wings for lightning rods, but after you have enough of those, what do you do with all of these things? Well, you trade them in for a butterfly hutch at the desert trader. It will cause butterflies to fly around indoors, but there are like 3 of them. That's no fun. Fortunately, they can stack. Look at how many I have flying around in my house now. You can also place these in the greenhouse to make it feel even more cozy. The cinema can be a fun place to take your special someone, but my favorite thing to do in the cinema is exploit the crane game. Yes, you see this little game that is often hoarded by that one guy. You can do something really fun in there. These really exotic massive bonsai trees, those are free game. I doubt the owners want you to take these, but you can, and they make awesome decorations on your farm. Those toxic ghosts in the dangerous version of the mines are the worst, just the worst. They prevent you from eating or drinking anything for like 2 whole minutes. It's a recipe for certain death. Well, for some odd reason, you are still allowed to eat ginger and drink ginger ale. And those 2 foods will magically cure your illness, allowing you to consume normal food after all. Very helpful. After dropping a bunch of items into the shipping bin, you will be shown the summary when you sleep. This is a really nice way to see how much money you actually made and brings me joy. But did you know that if you sell items at a value of exactly 10 million gold, the game will bug out and say that you only earned a grand total of 0 gold. Additionally, if your sale is higher than 10 million gold, it will cause the numbers to bounce around like this. The more money you make, the better the bounce. Stardew Valley is a game that is filled with secrets and Easter eggs, but it is also filled with exploits and glitches that you need to abuse. Watch this video next to maximize your gains. Thanks for watching, but for now, I will see you in the next video.